Anyway, all right, you guys, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. And if you're watching the recording, I'm excited that you are here too, because this is going to be a lot of really great information. In fact, it's going to be so good, you might have to go and watch it a second time. So you can do that when you're folding laundry or something like that, some multitasking. So, but I'm Susan Heid, and I am joined with Candace Van Bree tonight. We're going to be teaching this joint back to school class. And, you know, this year is just a little different than many years before us, but here's the thing. We can still do a lot of the same things that we're used to in a normal school setting and year, but we have especially great tools that can really help us, not only with our health, but our hygiene and with our emotions, because honestly, I feel like that's the hot topic for everybody this year. It's emotions. So anyway, so we are excited that you're here. So wellness and back to school definitely go hand in hand. I think, after we have summer and, we're all out in the sunshine and everything, and then we get back to school, and then we all are getting ready for that bug to kind of hit our house. So it's nice that we can have tools that allow us to really give our bodies what they need, and especially our little people, right? That is really helpful. So we're going to share those tips and tricks tonight. So whether you are homeschooling, whether you are schooling in a building, whether you are virtually schooling, all of those things, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. We are going to touch on things that everybody's going to be able to use, whatever season that looks like for you. So, but I think we all can agree that when we invest in our health, it's a really good thing, because I was really in that place where, I had this conversation with my husband about insurance, and how I used to think like I would never go to a chiropractor or I would never go to something that wasn't covered on my insurance. And I said, why is that? Isn't that interesting? Because what is really the definition of insurance? Insurance is for when something really big and bad happens, right? It's not really for routine care, right? Anyway, it was a really interesting conversation that we had around that. And I feel like my mind has really shifted. It's not the responsibility of my insurance company to decide what can or should be covered. It's my responsibility to decide, what I want to become educated on and where I want to put my money. And I would much rather put it in helping my body be well prepared than having to deal with things on the back end. And I know that everybody that's watching can agree with that. So we are excited, and here in this community, we believe that when you give the body what it needs, that it really can be well supported and that it can heal itself. And so we just have so many amazing stories on those kind of topics. And so actually, we're going to talk about that next week on a Zoom. On Tuesday, we're going to have a Testimony Tuesday. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that. So I am Susan Heid, and I am a homeschooling virgin. I've been waiting to say that. A homeschooling virgin. I want to say newbie, which is fine. I am a newbie, but I kind of like that. Homeschooling virgin. Yes. At 53, I'm homeschooling my 10-year-old this year. And honestly, I'm really excited. And it may be just because I only have one child, but that's okay. So, but there are, phases for everything. So I have 4 kids total, and they went to public school. They went to some private school. So I've seen the gamut. So why not put in a homeschooling right now? Like, that's what we're going to do. So I'm excited for that. So, but it takes, some of the tips that we're going to share tonight are really going to be useful, because being at home with the same little person 24 hours a day can be a little bit daunting sometimes. And so not only does mama need a lot of emotional oils, but Super J is going to need lots of emotional oils too. So anyway, so that's a little bit about me. I'm going to turn it over to Candace, and she's going to kick us off.
Hey, so I'm kind of the opposite end from Susan. I actually have 5 kids. Our youngest is 3. Our oldest is almost 13. And our kids have always attended public school. We've had a great experience there, but I've always been open to the idea of homeschooling. I've always been kind of interested in it. And for me, this season that we're in right now in our world just kind of opened the door for that. So we are diving into homeschooling. I'll have a first grader, a third grader, a sixth grader, and a seventh grader, and a 3-year-old. So like Susan said, yes to all of the emotional oils, but this is totally new territory for us too. And like Susan said, whether you're homeschooling, whether your kids are going back to school in a building, whether you're doing something virtual, supporting our immune system, taking care of our emotions, and having these tools in our toolbox is always important, no matter how you're choosing to do this. So we support you in whatever decision you've made that's best for your family, but that's kind of where I'm at. So our family has used Young Living for 5.5 years. So like I said, my oldest is almost 13. This is kind of all that my family really knows. This has very much become our norm in those 5.5 years. We really can't imagine our life without them. We don't remember much of our life before them. This is just part of our routine, part of who we are, part of what we use. And we are one of hundreds of thousands, millions of families all around the world that safely use essential oils. Yes, even on our children, even on our babies. Okay. So our 5th baby was my only oily baby, my only oily pregnancy. And he has been by far my easiest kiddo. So the key is just really, like Susan said, we want to educate ourselves and we want to use common sense and invest not only our money in being well, but our time in learning how we can best be well. So with kiddos and babies, there are 2 main ways that we use essential oils. That's topically, which would be like directly on the skin, and then aromatically, okay? So the first way, topically, when we put essential oils on our skin, they're actually absorbed into our body, and our body knows what to do with them and where they need to go, okay? Our bodies are beautifully designed and they know what to do. Essential oils act quickly and powerfully in our body. Your skin is really so thin. And so when you think about it, it's really able to seep into your body very quickly and have a pretty quick effect. A few ways to use the essential oils topically. We definitely want to dilute when we're working with kiddos. Again, especially in the beginning, if you're brand new to essential oils, you want to be diluting them with some type of carrier oil, fractionated coconut oil, olive oil, if that's what you have. Young Living has V6. There are a lot of different options that you can use, but you do want to dilute oils. And guys, back in the beginning, I would get one of my like ceramic cereal bowls and I would put a couple of drops of, Raven and some coconut oil in there and kind of mix it. And then I would like slather my hand in there and rub it on the kid's chest. So there's nothing wrong with that. That is a great way to use it, use things that you probably already have. Now we've moved up in the world. We buy roller bottles and it's kind of the same concept. I will put whatever essential oil I want in first, and then I top it off with my fatty carrier oil. I put the little roller top on, and then we can literally roll it on. So this is a whole lot less messy. You can buy roller bottles on Amazon, fractionated coconut oil on Amazon too. So that is another way. You can also do it right in your hand. Put a few drops of essential oil, add your fatty carrier oil, and then rub it on their chest, the bottom of their feet, wherever you want to put it on. Starting with the bottom of the feet is a great idea for little ones. It's an area where it's quickly and easily absorbed, but it's also an area that's less prone to irritation. So it's a great place to start with your little ones, is on the bottom of their feet. And then you can kind of try some other areas and test for sensitivity. So common places to apply oils are wrists, back of your neck, chest, bottom of your feet. But really, again, you can put them anywhere. Your body knows what to do with them, where to do with them. Another little thing I like to say is you put it where you need it, right? So if you're having some digestive things, you're going to put the oil on your belly. If you have an elbow that's sore from, sports or something, you're going to put it right there on your elbow. Okay. So common sense, you've got this. As far as aromatically using essential oils, that's breathing them in. And it can be as simple as opening the bottle, and breathing deep. I have seen so many sweet little videos of fussy babies, and mom just like holds a little bottle of lavender kind of near their nose and lets them have a sniff. And it's just so immediately calming. So again, we like to overcomplicate things sometimes, and we don't need to. It can be as simple as inhaling right from the bottle. But it can also be using a diffuser. So you put a few drops of your essential oil in, you fill it up to water to the fill line, you turn it on. And this is a great way to, we use these in our bedrooms at night because they help with sleep, but they can also be supporting our immune system while we're sleeping. Or they can be even working on if you're, helping someone breathe easier, things like that. So a diffuser is amazing. Breathing in essential oils directly influences the control center of our brain, which is called the hypothalamus. That's the area that sends instructions, like sleep patterns, mood, even some hormones are regulated that way, behavior, appetite. So aromatically using essential oils is really effective. I think sometimes we can feel like we have to have them on our body and in our body, and those are absolutely good, but especially when we're dealing with mood and emotions, aromatically is actually a really great option. Diffusing also helps purify the air, neutralize odor. I'm talking about you boys' bedroom. You all know. So having the diffuser is amazing for those things too. So again, just remember with kiddos, you do want to dilute. And again, you can use any fatty carrier oil. So you could use olive oil if that's what you have in your pantry. Fractionated coconut oil is a coconut oil that always stays in a liquid form. You can get that on Amazon. And then Young Living has V6. That's another really popular one. It's a blend of 6 different fatty carrier oils, and it's great for all skin types. So you can check that out too. Diluting just kind of tones down the potency, if you will. It does not impact the action or the effectiveness of the oil in the body. It just makes them more easily absorbed across a larger portion of the skin. It allows you to kind of spread it, right, if you have that carrier oil with it. The other thing that I really want to encourage you all in is that consistency is key. So like I said, this has become a part of our habit, a part of our routine, a part of just how we do things. And that's really important. When you start using essential oils, you sort of have to change your mindset. So one of the things that we did is the products that we were used to reaching for, we put those in an inconvenient location. So for us, that meant the second floor in like a hall linen closet on the top shelf. Okay. So I really needed to need one of those things if I was going to go through all that hassle. And then we put our essential oils right on the wall in our kitchen. Some of y'all have seen my shelf that we had built. And it's super easy. That's what's right there. And that's what's easy to grab. So having our essential oils easy to access and changing our mindset to think this is our first line of defense. And if these things don't work, we obviously have other options that we're very grateful for as well. But this is our first line of defense. Using essential oils, it's not like a one and done thing. A lot of times people will say, oh, I tried that and it didn't work. Well, tell me how you tried it. Did you try one drop one time? Because that's not how it works. It's not really used as needed. Our bodies benefit the most from the oils when we use them daily, proactively, and consistently, just like a treadmill. Have any of you ever hopped on a treadmill once and gotten off skinny? No, me neither. So it's sort of the same thing. We can't just use essential oils once and think they're not magic, okay? They're amazing, but they aren't magic. I'm not selling you a magic bean here, okay? They do have to be used in order to work, and they have to be used consistently. So incorporating them into your daily routine, like I said, my kids know just as sure as you're gonna brush your teeth today, you're going to put your oils on today. It is just part of what's normal for them. Most body systems take about 3 months of consistent support to show change. Okay, so keep that in mind too. The other thing is, guys, kids thrive in routine. And man, have we learned that over the last 6 months with a lack of routine. Kids really thrive in that. So it's a great idea to allow them to be a part of that experience. Let them help you make a roller bottle. Let them help you fill up the diffuser, things like that under supervision really can help empower them as well They can put their oils on by themselves. My 3-year-old can put his oils on just fine, okay? So let them help you. The other thing is, don't be afraid to change things up. Young Living has so many products, but don't let that overwhelm you. Don't let that scare you off. Let that be something fun. Try some things for a few months, see how it works, and then you can try something else if that's not working, or you can stick with it if you found what's really working for you. But yeah, don't be afraid. Don't let that, I guess, overwhelm you. Okay.
Totally. Yeah. I love your treadmill analogy. That was pretty epic. So, all right, I am going to talk a little bit about setting the tone, and it's really interesting because this is a topic that that I talk with moms who come to my other avenue of expertise, I guess, on my blog is I do parent coaching, and so a lot of moms would come to me, and we would discover that there hasn't been a real positive environment in the home. And so we women, us mamas, we really impact that environment in our home. And so that's what I get to talk to you guys about, because whether you are homeschooling or whether you create a nice environment in the morning to send your kids off to school, you have the ability to make that either really good or maybe kind of rough around the edges. So first of all, Candace kind of touched on the diffuser. So you can see mine over here in the corner. One of the things that I love to do as part of my nighttime routine is I will get water and oil already in my diffuser. So when I come down the stairs to get my coffee in the morning, all I have to do is press the button. It doesn't get much easier than that, okay? So sometimes I forget, and then yes, I'd have to go through and I'm like, oh, what do I want to put in? But it's so much easier, you guys, if you fill it up the night before. And so one of my favorite ones to put in the diffuser for morning time is orange. I love orange, and I love orange because it's a happy oil, but I love orange because it's super frugal oil too. So this whole 15 milliliter bottle is like $11.25. So it is epic for being able to spread happiness in the morning. So make sure you have that in your kitchen area or wherever your family is going to gather in the morning. I also love to turn on some music. So you know what? I know what I like, but sometimes I take requests from my 10-year-old. And if you have more than one child in the home, it might be kind of fun to give them a day of the week and they get to choose what kind of music is played. And yes, you can put some limits on there. There's no like Def Leppard, even if that's kind of my old high school era. Maybe some people don't even know who that is, but you could have a set selection and then have somebody choose. But my son loves piano music, and so I know that if things are starting to get a little squirrely, if I put piano music on, that gets his attention and we get back in the groove. So that's really good. We know this, and sometimes it's really easy to get off track, but good food. We need to start our day off well, and especially feeding our little ones with good food. So I love that Young Living has a lot of great options. They have Protein Complete powder that you can make some awesome shakes with. There's Balance Complete. There's lots of different options there. There's Sleek bars. I mean, there's that. But the bottom line is, whatever you're going to choose to use in your home, just have it be really good, solid food. Less sugar, the better, we know. Give them something that's really good and got some protein and some fat in it. Their brains need that in order to function really well. So we have done a really good job staying away from cereal. There was a really interesting article that I had read about how the carbohydrates in cereal, it makes the brain really lethargic, and isn't not very responsive. And that the cereal, even the more expensive cereal that I buy with, that's organic and all of these things, it's still really high carbohydrates. And so we are better off when we can go to a protein source as the main bulk of our breakfast, rather than a big bowl of cereal with just like a little bit of almond milk or raw milk or whatever you have. So just think about that. And then we have supplements. We're going to dive into those a little bit more, so I won't go into detail, but Ningxia Red is a must in our house. Super C. I love the vitamin D that we just came out with recently. So there are great supplements that you can add to your child's routine and your routine to keep you running at full power. So, and then snack time. So doesn't matter if you're at home, you still got to feed your kids. And then when you send them to school, they still have stuff in their lunchbox, right? And so I love that we can make some healthy snack choices for them. I love taking the individual packet of Ningxia Red and having that be the quote juice box. Yeah, when my son was off at school, it created a lot of conversation in his classroom when he was having that rather than a juice box, which really has just a lot of empty calories. Our Ningxia filled with a lot of nutrients for the bang. So anyway, so those are just kind of some setting the tone things in the morning that I think will make a difference. So juggling the switch. So if you are in that position where, you know, you are entering a new season, this is for you. So it's definitely, you know, harder if you're in that a schedule. And I can't even imagine this for those of you who are doing like 3 days on, 2 days off. And, you know, so the lack of consistency is really going to be challenging. And so we really have to up our games as moms to try to find that rhythm and routine. Like Candace was saying, like kids thrive in that. So we're going to talk about what that looks like for that situation, and even homeschooling and sending your kiddos out for full time, you know, in a school building. So emotional support. Okay, I really feel like this is the number one need right now, and it's going to be for the next 6 months. So, so Candace talked about when you smell the oils and how effective they are, and they go right into the brain, and they affect so many pieces of our well-being and how we respond to things. So a few of my favorites, I already gave away one, which was my orange. Lemon works very similar, very uplifting, very happy. I mean, aren't you just get happy when you smell lemon? It's like, yeah, it's like you have that going in your diffuser and it's just happy. So another one, which is really amazing, and I love to use frankincense topically more than I use it in the diffuser, only because I am frugal. Frankincense is a little expensive. So I will on occasion add it to the diffuser, but for the most part, man, I would rather dump a couple drops right on my body than put it in the diffuser. So but I want to touch on this magical gem here. So we had a post in Confident Oilers, the Facebook group, on EndoFlex. So if you have missed that one, I will try to bump it when we get off of the Zoom here. EndoFlex is amazing. It helps to balance hormones. And you wouldn't really think an 8, 9, 10-year-old would really have issues with hormones, or even a 4-year-old. But I will tell you, there are plenty of stories and testimonials of mamas using EndoFlex, and it helps tame the tantrums because it just kind of grounds everything and really like keeps your child more in control of what they're experiencing. So I actually put one of the roller tops right on here, and my Super J, this is part of his morning routine. I don't wait till things start going downhill. It's just part of his routine. So it's part of my routine too. So anyway, so, and White Angelica, I didn't grab that from my stash, but White Angelica is another one which is so good for just kind of warding off negative energy. So it just is super good with that. So a few of the ready-made roll-ons that Young Living has. So these are already made with a carrier oil in them. So they're easy to use. You just unroll it and then you can roll it right on your skin. It has carrier in it, like I said. So Valor right here, so good. Great for confidence, great for just kind of that security feeling for kiddos. Another one here is Stress Away. So you might be careful because mom really loves Stress Away. So you might use it all up on you, which is fine because, you know, we were saying mom needs it too. And then Tranquil, that one is really good. So if you have more of a high-strung child, Tranquil is going to be really good for you. I would say even if you have a child that has issues with focusing, Tranquil, it's not going to put them to sleep. It's just going to bring that edge off of, you know, where they're at, and then it's going to allow them the ability to focus. And then the last one that I'm going to chat about is Peace and Calming. So this one is a true favorite for kids. It is one that my son is drawn to. He has been drawn to it since he was like 2.5 when he was first introduced to oils. So those are a great little collection to have. And what's nice is that you can keep those rollers in a place where they're easily accessible. So if you get into routines, it's not like you have to be the oily mama doing it. You can allow your kiddos to come and go and put oils on, because they're not going to overdose on oils, I'll tell you. So it's going to create an environment where they're going to feel empowered to help their own emotions, which is really a positive thing. So we'll talk about tummy things. We don't ever want to have tummy issues, but we know that they come once in a while. But so we've got Digest, which is a great oil for that. Also, one that is out of our Sense line, which is Tummy Jize. So this has a few different oils in it, and it also has a carrier added, and it smells a little nicer than Digest, but they both are very effective. So if somebody's having a little butterflies in their tummy, or maybe they ate something and it's not quite agreeing with them, those are a couple great options, as well as Peppermint. So we like to keep those all together so that we have those. So another one, which is a new product that Young Living just came out with that I have yet to really implement into my routine, you guys. So I need to really focus on that, is this guy here is called Unwind. So it's formulated with calming, synergistic ingredients, and I can't say this first one, L-phenylene, 5-HTP. So guys, you can go Google 5-HTP. I take that every single day, 2 capsules of 5-HTP. And it also has magnesium. It has a little sweet flavor. It's a powder. You just open it and you dump it right into their mouth. My son kind of likes it mixed in with water rather than dumped into his mouth. So that's fine. I don't care how you take it. But it relieves occasional irritability and stress. So it's a really good one. So if you are, maybe you're having a time at home where you're trying to work through a subject and you're finding like it's not working, everybody's getting restless, it might be time for a little unwind break, and you just take a break, everybody has an unwind, do a little other activity, and then you come back to the drawing board. Or maybe, you know, it's a struggle to get your little one out the door in the morning because they seem to be really high stress. This would be a great one to add into their morning routine with their breakfast. So it just kind of takes the edge off. It doesn't drug them. It's nothing like that. It's just enough to allow them to be able to cope, right? These are all coping things that we're trying to allow things, and we want coping things that are healthy, you know, healthy coping. So, and then lastly, focus. That is always a big one. So a couple of focus oils that you can diffuse or you can apply topically. Energy is one of those. And so if you've got somebody that is still really sleepy, that one is a great one. And you could mix energy with some other oils in your diffuser to give everybody a little boost. Then I mentioned peppermint for the tummy. Well, peppermint is great for waking up too. So that one's good. Orange and lemon. And then we have Genius. So that's a Sense oil already diluted right here. Like I have this one, so it is ready to go. Like he can go and grab it anytime when I say, go, you know what, go get some Genius on, and he can go and he can just put it right on his neck. So, so that is really good too. So those are what I have. So Candace is going to hit with doing some first time school stuff at home. So
Yes. So I know that some of you might be like veteran homeschooling moms. You might be the pros. And then there's those of us that are like a little bit trembling in our boots over here going, what's this going to look like? So whichever you are, it's going to be okay. I compiled a little list. I made a little list of just some tips that I've come up with, even for myself. Okay. So the first and the most important is I am giving you permission to let go of perfection. If you are a perfectionist, go ahead and let that go. We can't be all the things to all the people and do things perfectly. So let go of perfection. You don't need a Pinterest worthy homeschool classroom. You don't have to replicate school at home. Okay, so you can just let go of the perfection. And part of that for me has been finding some accounts on Instagram, some people on Facebook who are really encouraging and who have sort of a style that I'd like to emulate in my own homeschool journey, and who, again, who are just encouraging, and who are kind of in this trench with me, so to speak. So find some websites, some Instagram pages, or some Facebook friends who encourage you in this as well, because you're going to need that. When a subject is hard for a kiddo, like Susan said, you can take a break. That's the beauty of being at home. And again, this applies whether you're doing a virtual learning through your local school district, or whether you've chosen to homeschool and have your own curriculum. When things are challenging, take a break. Take a moment with your kiddo, take a break, grab your bottle of essential oil, take a few deep breaths, put a few drops in your hands, rub your hands together, right? Mommy time out, and just take a minute to reset. That's okay. You can always revisit it later. We call that an oil intervention, when we, put the oils in our hands and like just have a little pause for a minute. If your kiddo has a least favorite subject, some of the things that I'm reading are really encouraging you to do that first. Let that be one of your first subjects while they're fresh, before they're at the end of the day and their little minds are spent. Just go ahead and eat the frog, so to speak, and get that over with. When the slump hits, that afternoon, mid-morning, wherever it is, like Susan said, there are great oils that you can diffuse to really help change the atmosphere of your environment. So again, if somebody's kind of getting sleepy, you can diffuse energy. If somebody's getting grumpy, you can diffuse orange. If somebody, there are all these things that we can do to support our emotions. So use that tool that you have to help your family. Do school when it works for you. I know that many of you are trying to work a full-time job, as is your partner, and you've got these kids that now maybe you're teaching. I know for our district, they're all virtual until at least November 12th, probably longer, right? And all of these parents are going, what are we supposed to do? Like we both have work to go to. So if you're both working, or if you're single and you're working, it's okay to do school in the evening. It's okay to do school on the weekend. Again, give yourself so much grace, and then more grace. Okay. But do it when it works for you. Another thing is just overall wellness. A lot of people have been, separated from others, and their immune systems have not been being exercised, if you will, by being exposed to just normal everyday cooties. And so supporting our immune system is going to be really important, especially if you're sending a kiddo back into a classroom. So our essential oils and our supplements really help us give our body what it needs, like Susan says, to work properly, even down to a cellular level. So I want to say this too. Here's my pro tip for you. Stock up on some of these winter specific or wellness specific kind of things, because some of these things do go out of stock during the seasons that they're used the most, and you're going to want them. The other thing is, Young Living is all about purity. So when a product is gone, we have to wait until it's harvested again to get more. We can't go into the factory and say, oh, double production, we need more. We don't get to do that. So keep that in mind, that you'll want to have these things on hand now. The first thing is Thieves. So everybody, if you know Young Living, you probably know about Thieves. Thieves is a blend specifically formulated to support our immune systems. Some great ways to use it are putting your Thieves Vitality in your tea. Whether you actually steep a tea bag, you can put a little honey, maybe a drop of lemon vitality in there, or if you don't even have to use the tea bag, the oils will flavor the warm water. It's very soothing to your throat, and it's a great way to get your oils in. The other way is I told you guys that we use roller bottles. So putting some Thieves in, putting some carrier oil in, and I have my kiddos roll that on morning and night. That's just part of what they do. We call it the wellness roller. They know to put it on. You can also diffuse it, right? Maybe that's what you have in the diffuser when the kiddos get home for the day. When everybody comes home from work, from school, from practice, wherever everybody has been, having Thieves be what's diffusing is a great idea. It smells great. Most people will say it smells like Christmas. So it's got a very clove, rosemary kind of smell. So it smells really good on top of it. Susan touched on Ningxia too. So Ningxia Red comes in these packets, which like Susan said, are great for the lunchbox, the gym bag, the desk drawer, but it also comes in bottles. So we typically use the bottles, and then we save these for, when we're out and about and we need something more convenient. But we have these little cute mason jar shot glasses that I got off of Amazon. And we all do an ounce of Ningxia Red and some elderberry juice. We just put them in there together, and they're lined up like shot glasses, and the kids just come. They love the taste of it. Here's the thing. Most of our kids are not great eaters. If you have a kid that's a great eater, if you just PM me after this and let me know how you did it, I can make you $1 million. I'll write it. You be the author. But for real, like, kids are just not great eaters. And so this is a great way to help them still get some really important nutrients, even if they're not eating great. So I'm just going to read a little bit of what's in here. Ningxia wolfberry, and they use the whole fruit puree. This is not just fruit juice. I always tell people this is thicker like orange juice, not thin like apple juice, because it uses that whole puree. It also has aronia juice, sweet cherry juice, plum, blueberry, pomegranate. Okay, that's just a few of the ingredients. So really great for just supporting our kiddos' overall health, their eye health, their cardiovascular health. It's not junk juice. It is really designed to help their bodies work really efficiently. So you can do 1 to 2 ounces depending on your kiddo's age. We started Evan, I want to say around 9 months, if I remember correctly. As soon as he was taking a sippy cup, we would just put some water in there. He had one of those stainless steel sippy cups, and we would just water it down a little bit. We didn't want him to have that sweetness. But you can really use it as young as you feel comfortable. And when the kiddos need some extra immune support, one of the first things we do is we add more Ningxia into their routine. So that's a really simple way that you can just really help the kiddos out. Another idea is inner defense. So this is probably more for mom and dad and older kiddos. Like if you have, my middle schooler, my almost 13-year-old has taken it before, but these are kind of big pills. They get stuck in here. They are bigger pills, capsules, I should say. We take these with food, but this basically has Thieves plus some other awesome oils like lemongrass, oregano, already in here for you. So these are amazing for immune support. And again, we take these with food because they can be a little upsetting to the tummy if you don't. But these are awesome to have on hand if you feel like you need a little bit of extra help. I know it can be easy to think like, oh, well, I went to Kroger tonight and I picked up a multivitamin, or I picked up, I picked up some type of juice thing or whatever. But just like ingredients are really sneaky in our food and in our personal care products and everywhere, it's really important to read the labels. So I made some notes about this too. Some of the common ingredients that are found in top selling children's multivitamins are kind of concerning. These are ingredients you may want to avoid in your kids' supplements. Okay. Aspartame. So if you look at the back of the bottle and that's one of the ingredients, run. It is known to damage the brain at any dose by leaving traces of methanol in the blood. It's linked to lymphoma and leukemia. It's synthetic. It's not good for you. If you see aspartame on there, run. Okay. Another one you might see is sorbitol. That's a synthetic sugar substitute. It's classified as a sugar alcohol. The ingestion of higher amounts have been linked to gastrointestinal disturbances and abdominal pain, all the way up to things like irritable bowel syndrome. Nobody wants that in their vitamin. Also, hydrogenated soybean oil. Guys, this one, a semi-synthetic fatty acid that incorporates themselves into our tissues, linked to dozens of harmful health effects from coronary artery disease to cancer and fatty liver disease. No. So those are just a few ingredients. There's plenty of information out there, again, if you will invest just a little bit of time and do some research. So this is why it's really important to me that my kids get their Young Living supplements, because I know I can trust them. I know they don't have those things. Young Living also doesn't use dye. I know a lot of kids have sensitivities to dyes, and so there's no dye in any of the kids' supplements, and that's really important too. Young Living's Mighty Bites. Okay, I have disclosed this before. I take these because they taste delicious, okay? And because they're good for me, but they do taste delicious. So this is like a, I'm going to say chalky just because it's not gummy, okay? But it's like a tablet that you chew, and for real, it tastes delicious. I have to hide these from my 3-year-old because he will eat like handfuls of them. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so here's what makes Mighty Bites cool. It has a full spectrum of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, and phytonutrients, okay, to deliver whole food multi-nutrient support to your children's general health and well-being, okay? So this is nutrient-dense, food-based superfruit plants and vegetables. This is food-based supplement, okay? So it's not, again, it's not synthetic nutrients that we've created in a lab and put in here. This is a food-based supplement, so it makes it all the more potent. Kiddos take 4 a day. And like I said, I have no shame in the fact that I pop these like candy as well because they taste great and they're really effective. Another one, and I didn't grab the bottle, but we have Mighty Zymes, okay, which is a digestive enzyme. If your kiddos have any digestive issues at all, I really want to encourage you to check out the Mighty Zymes and our probiotic, which is called Mighty Pro. I'll talk about that one in a second. But those two things together, guys, enzymes are crucial to the digestive process. It's not something we talk about very often, but Mighty Zymes are all natural. They're vegetarian. It's a chewable tablet, and they are so powerful for kiddos with digestive issues. A girl in our group just shared her testimony that she had a kiddo that was really having some digestive issues. And so she just started him on Mighty Zymes. He does 1 a day. And even that has been totally changed this little kiddo's life. Like he is no longer having those bathroom issues. He's no longer having the tummy discomfort. And so enzymes are a great thing to look at. Poor digestion is actually linked to a lot of sleep issues too. So if your kiddo has sleep issues, make sure they don't have digestive issues that are like starting that domino effect. So the Mighty Pro, this is a pre and probiotic. So this is awesome. It's specially formulated for children, but again, mom and dad, you can take this too, especially when you travel. Because if you guys don't know this, Life 9, which is Young Living's adult probiotic, actually should be refrigerated once it's open. So if you're traveling, you can't refrigerate it. Look at this. Single serve packet, it tastes like a pixie stick. Again, we have to hide these because Evan would like have the scissors out and be, but these taste really good. They truly taste like a pixie stick. They're great. It's a pre and probiotic, has 8 billion active live cultures to support digestion and immune health. Your gut is where most of the serotonin in your body is created, okay? Your gut health is linked to your emotional and your immune support. It's so, your gut health is so important. So if your kiddos aren't on a probiotic, that is an awesome one to get started on. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yes.
I know it was a few. But that's one of the things that I do love about Young Living is, like Candace said, we can be safe knowing that they've done all the research and they really truly care about the product that they're giving out and presenting to the public. So it's like a little mama guarantee. Like I don't have to spend a lot of my energy on that, right? So, okay, I'm just going to touch really quick on focus helpers. Okay, we touched a little bit on some things, but I am going to just kind of give you a few other options because that is a really a high need topic, especially nowadays. So whether, it's for you or your kiddo, it's okay, because that's the great thing. You can buy one oil and it's good for everybody, right? So I love to make sure right now, like we have a setup space for school. So whether you're doing online learning or you're doing homeschooling, make sure that you have that space that's organized, because that will really help focus, right? And if you are having a child go off to school and come home, have a great space for them to do homework in too. That isn't really distracting and so forth, because that will help them focus. But we have some oils that are really helpful for that as well. So for the first one I'm going to touch on actually is MindWise. So MindWise is a supplement that comes in a bottle. We use this the majority of the time. And then they also came out with these sachets so you can easily take them when you are traveling. So that was a biggie for a lot of people that took MindWise, especially my husband, who was a pilot, or he's still a pilot, but not right now. We get to use MindWise out of the bottle for a while. So it is an amazing supplement that gives the brain essential fatty acids. So we talked about how the brain needs fat to function well. Well, MindWise has amazing stuff in it. And it has the testimonials from people that have used it with kiddos with pretty significant focus issues. It will blow you away. So that is one we typically now, and I wanted to mention this when Candace was talking about Ningxia Red. When we first started with Young Living and we were taking Ningxia Red, we took it daily for probably a good 6 months. But I'm just going to tell you, once you kind of get into a routine with supplements, like Candace mentioned about using oils and how the body can rejuvenate, it can kind of get back to like a reset point. I feel like that with not only oils, but Ningxia and MindWise. We do not take Ningxia and MindWise every single day. That's just my own personal thing. However, we are taking it probably 5 times a week, but it's just another way that we can stretch our family's budget, but you're still getting good things. So, but I would say when you jump into the ship, I would be consistent and steady for a good period of time to allow that body to kind of rejuvenate and get into a good spot. And then you can, slowly kind of do that drip with that. So, but I like to share that because I think it's a great way for families to see like, oh, okay, then I can see where I don't have to do something every single day. So another one, we talked about the Unwind. Okay, so it comes in a box like this. There is, it doesn't even tell me how many there's on here, 25, sorry. And it's a little packet like this, like I mentioned with the powder. So these are great. I'm gonna mention them again at bedtime too. So then we've got an oil called Brain Power. It does exactly what it says. So it's a blend. It has oils that are really high in sesquiterpenes, which are really great for the brain. So it has Royal Hawaiian sandalwood and a frankincense. It says higher levels of sesquiterpenes enable our DNA cells to receive more oxygen, which promotes clarity and focus. Okay, that should be no surprise, right? So it means that your child will be receiving internal support in his or her brain as they are completing homework or while focusing on school. So I love that. Another one that's really popular is Vitiver. So this one is really a thick oil. And oftentimes people use it in combination with cedarwood and also lavender. So you can make a little roller blend in an empty roller bottle with lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver. and it's called the Focus Blend, and it works amazing. So you may have to take your little silicone topper off of your Vitiver to actually get it to come out. You may need to put it in your bra to warm that up, and so that it's a little more fluid and be able to come out. But Vitiver is a great one for focus. Cedarwood also. Cedarwood is great for the pineal gland. So another one great for bedtime, which I'm just going to pop it in here because I didn't put that in my notes, but I use this every night, you guys. Cedarwood is also an oil that is very inexpensive. It's like $11 for the 15 milliliter bottle. And I use cedarwood right here. And then also on the back of my neck at bedtime. So it's wonderful for that. And then another one, oh, I think I put it in my bucket already, is the Genius, the Kid Sense Genius. So that is by far one of the safe ones that you can just like buy some Kid Sense oil and you're good to go for a while, because Genius, tummy eyes, and sleepy eyes, all of those are great. So and then peppermint is always one that you can just put into the diffuser and it will wake people up, or just say, here, smell this bottle. So let's talk about bedtime routine, because well, if maybe you don't know, your body needs sleep in order to heal itself. Okay. So if you aren't getting sleep, or your little ones aren't getting sleep, their bodies aren't able to repair itself during the night. So it can have long-term effects if you're not able to get good sleep. So excuse me, I had a coughing fit on the Zoom the other night. So I'm like, oh wait, I got that little tickle in my throat. I'm not going to let that happen again. So anyway, so good night sleep. So I love to say that a bedtime routine is just not the 15 minutes as you're trying to scramble to push everybody to get in bed. It starts way before that, okay? So decide what that looks like for you and your family. So after dinner, you could give everybody their little pixie stick. So the Unwind, that will help calm them down. Magnesium is wonderful for sleep, and that's in that. So that's a great one. How about a bath? I think all kids, even my 10-year-old, still loves taking a bath. So you can use some Epsom salts with some oils of your choice in there, or you could really splurge once in a while and use one of the bath bombs from Young Living. So well, I will tell you is I like to take these and I split them in half or a quarter and then use that at a time. So especially if it's for the kids. Like if mama's going to use it, maybe I would use a whole one, but for the kids for sure. So, but baths are also a great way just to settle down. You could play some music. I mean, we also have this Calm app that I have downloaded, and they have these nighttime stories. And so my son would love sitting in the bathtub for like 30 or 45 minutes listening to these nighttime stories. It's like amazing. So Kid Sense Lotion, we have some lotions which are great. You can make your own lotion by adding some oil into, an oil that is a good oil. Lotion. You don't want to be adding great quality oils into, body lotion that has a lot of chemicals and synthetic ingredients in it. So I love the lavender hand and body lotion. I also love taking the lavender hand and body lotion and putting it with the relaxation massage oil. So if you take half of a bottle of the lavender lotion and then fill it up with the massage oil and mix it together, you guys, I'm telling you, like my summer skin has never looked better. It's really good. But it's also relaxing. So, all right. Sleepy eyes, which is one of the Kid Sense oil put on your kiddos' feet, is great. You can also diffuse that one. And then if you guys haven't tried this linen spray, the little seedlings, this one's been around the block. It just doesn't even have the label on it anymore. This is amazing and it lasts forever. So I love that my son, he just keeps it by his bed and he just sprays it on himself. He sprays it on a pillow, his blankets, whatever he wants. So he sprays it on his body. It's okay. It's all good, right? So that one's good. Or you can make your own in just your own spray bottle. So, but linen sprays are super easy because your child can do that. They're not going to do any harm. Then they're going to feel empowered to have some ability to take that into their own hands, right? So anyway, so other sleep things, let's see here. Oh, diffuser ideas. So I'm not going to go through a lot of these diffuser blends. I'm actually going to put a link in the chat here. And if you are watching the video portion, you will see there is a link that is going to take you to a Google Drive that has all these graphics with different diffuser recipes, different roll-on blends for focus, all of these different ones. So we don't have to take a bunch of time going through them here. It'll be much easier for you to go to that resource and then save those images on your phone and put them in a little photo album or a file on your computer, and you will have those easy access. But there are a happy student roller, homework helper roller, focus roller, and also a liquid calm roller, and then some diffuser recipes that you are going to find really, really helpful. Because I know when I first started using oils, it's great to have oils, and I found myself, I was kind of scared to mix oils. I wasn't sure what to do, and so I would just use lavender by itself. But it's really fun to start combining some oils together to make some new kind of fragrances and that kind of stuff. So don't be shy, and you can use some of the ready-made recipes that we put together for you guys. So
okay, so we have given you guys a lot of information and hopefully some tools just to help you feel better equipped as we all go into, this really different school year. Whatever choice you have made and whatever your family is doing, I'm going to guess that it's maybe not exactly what you had originally planned. And so we want to encourage you and just support you in that. So if you are a Young Living member, again, we've shared a lot of things, and you already know that the best way to grab these things is on Essential Rewards. That's the best bang for your buck. That's where you're going to be earning back a portion of each order in product credit every month, getting the monthly promos. But if you're not a Young Living member yet, we've probably really blown your minds tonight. And if that's the case, chat with the person that invited you to either watch the replay if that's what you're doing, or join us tonight. Talk with them about Young Living's premium starter kit. I am going to do a 2-minute so that you kind of know what you're getting into, because again, we've given you a lot of different options, but what I can do is really simplify this for you and tell you that Young Living created this toolbox specifically for someone who's brand new to oils, to give you the tools to cover the most common concerns that we as parents have. And so the first thing that comes in your Young Living starter kit is a diffuser. So this is the decorative cover that comes off. Down in there is where you put your oils and your water. You plug it in, you turn it on. It's beautiful. It makes your house smell good, and it makes everybody happy. Okay. So your diffuser comes with your starter kit. The other thing that comes with your starter kit is this box of goodness. Okay. This box has 12 oils in it. And again, Young Living really specifically chose these 12 oils to just kind of give you a home base and a toolbox to deal with a lot of the things that we talked about tonight, but also some other things. So it comes with lemon. Lemon is uplifting. It's great to add to your water to help your body naturally detoxify. Add it to your wellness tea. Remember, I talked about adding Thieves and lemon to your tea. That's a great option. It's also a natural Goo Gone. If you have a stubborn sticker or something, you can put it right on, rub it off. Odor neutralizing, great oil. It also comes with Citrus Fresh. Oh, look, I have two lemons. Anyway, it comes with 1 lemon. I have 2 in here. It comes with Citrus Fresh, which is down here, which is a blend of different citrus oils. It also has a little bit of spearmint in it. So again, just a really happy, uplifting scent. Great for helping with mood. It comes with Digize, which is great for digestion. Susan talked about tummy jize. This is a great oil that you can put right on your tummy. I like to even put a drop under my tongue if I'm having some digestive issues. Thieves, which we talked about for immune support. Frankincense. Frankincense is a great calming oil. I know a lot of the blends and things that Susan mentioned when she was talking about focus had frankincense as one of the ingredients. So it's very calming, very grounding, great for your skin. Panaway is designed for muscles and joints. So if you've got a kiddo that's an athlete that comes home sore, this is a great one to rub some coconut oil and Panaway on. Raven, which is great for all things respiratory and breathing easy. We like to diffuse this at night. We like to make a little chest rub or a chest roller out of that. Valor. So Valor is great for courage. If you have a kiddo that is nervous before tests, nervous before a big game, those kind of things, we call Valor courage in a bottle. So this is really great for some emotional things. Also comes with Peppermint. So Peppermint, like Susan said, is a great like wake me up oil. If you're hitting that midday slump, you can put a drop in your coffee. You can put a drop in your hot chocolate. You can put a drop in your brownies. It's also great for occasional head tension. So another great oil. It also down here in the bottom comes with peace and calming. So Susan talked about the roller version of this. You can make your own roller with your very own oil. Great for bedtime, great for temper tantrums from big people or little people. And yeah, great for sleep and just calming. Also comes with Stress Away, which is mommy time out in a bottle. This is an amazing oil. If you haven't heard of it, that's it truly, this is like woman's best friend right here. Okay. It smells amazing. It's vanilla, lime, copaiba, several other things. With your kit on top of the diffuser and the 12 oils, you are also going to get 2 packets of Ningxia Red that we talked about. You're also going to get a Thieves hand sanitizer and a Thieves spray, which is perfect for spraying the shopping cart, the public restroom toilet, those kind of places, the table at the restaurant. So this is what Young Living designed to give you the easy button to get started. This is, like I said, going to cover most of the common things that you're going to deal with as a parent and kind of give you an introduction to oils. And the cool thing is once you're a member, you have access to all of Young Living's products, which includes a non-THC CBD line, a makeup line, skincare line, supplements, personal care like deodorant, shampoo, lotion. Guys, when I go to the grocery store, I buy food. Everything else gets delivered to my front porch from Young Living each month. And I love that. I know that they're good, clean products, makes my life easier. It's one less thing I have to worry about. So if you're interested in becoming a member and snagging the starter kit, the 12 oils, the diffuser, and the other goodies that I talked about, it's only $165 to become a member. And that, again, is going to cover so many of your concerns as a parent, from mood and emotions, sleep, sore muscles and joints and growing pains, upset tummies, supporting your immune system, helping your kiddo breathe easier. All of those things are covered right here in this simple little box. So if you're interested, again, just reach out to the person that shared this video with you.
Perfect. Thank you, Candace, for joining me.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yes, it was. We gave you a lot of information, but that's why I said at the beginning, you can go back and watch it later and you can pick out the things that are going to work for you and your family and then review it in another 3 months and pick out something different. So anyway, so thanks everybody for joining us. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to myself or again, the person that shared the video with you. They would be happy to help answer any questions. And if you're not a member yet, yeah, they would love to link arms with you and help get you connected. And we have an amazing online community. So we do classes like this all the time. So it's really fun to help educate people. So, all right, everybody, have a great night.